Yo, so today's video is us taking down a 20 by 20 frame tent and part of a 20 by 20. I didn't need to show the whole thing. I'm just showing you my cat who wants to be on camera. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, anyways, I'm just showing you the fold and taking the stakes out with the stake puller and then what we do at the end with the ratchets. So here you go. Alright, so the music that's playing right here is made by myself, Elliot Ciotti, and Gabe Ciotti. Now this is the 20 by 20 tent that we did on Thursday at a Harley Davidson location. It did rain a lot. This tent top I did buy used from my friend, so I don't think it stays as tight. So we did have to push some of the water off. I think I'm just going to have to get a taller center pole to keep this tent tighter. It doesn't really matter in a sprinkle or light rain, but it rained a lot and water got on there, so we had to push that off. Now you see us just going around, taking off the ratchets, the U-ratchets, just taking apart the tent, and the other guy is, taking the barrels off and dumping them. We usually try to do this in an orderly fashion. This tent was kind of a mess. There was extra pieces in the box, so I'm kind of trying to get the box situated for the next time so it stays good for the summer. Normally we would throw the ratchets and the U-ratchets off to the side and just take the tent down and deal with all that stuff at the end. But right now, like I said, I'm just trying to get this box in order, get the extra pieces out of there, and just make sure that this box is set up for the rest of the summer. Because in this box, this green box, we keep the corner fittings, the feet, the 4 ratchets, the 4 U-ratchets, the R-pins, and the center cap cover thing. So like I said, I'm just trying to get that set up so that whenever we grab this 20 by 20, it has everything that we need. And I want to take the extra stuff out so I can make sure other boxes for other tents are all good. Now, 2 of us are spreading the tarp. The other one is taking the feet off. And then you just lift. With this size tent, you can do it with like this. Other sizes tents, you got to do a little different. And then I go out and take the center pole. And the 2 guys just lift on the sides, pull out the leg, and drop the tent. Now, this fold is called Hamburg hot dog because it's Hamburg folding the fat way, and then you get it into a skinny shape like a hot dog, and then you fold that hot dog piece in half. Now, we don't go from when we fold it in half, we don't go end to end. We go about 2 feet from the end because as you roll it, it kind of pushes itself out. So, like I said, we don't fold it all the way in half. We fold it about 2 feet from the end. And then this is us just picking up the pieces. This is the wire that holds the center pole, and I leave about 3 feet hanging, and then I just loop it into itself to keep it tight and keep it from unraveling. So again, I just roll it on my shoulder and arm and leave about 3 feet hanging and put it through itself about 3 times, and then it keeps it tight and doesn't unravel when you put it in the box. So yeah, like I said, in that green box is all the fittings and hardware to put up this tent. The poles go on a rack, the tent bag goes in a rack, and everything that's needed to put the tent together, all the pieces, is in this green box. And instead of taking the green box to the truck, I throw the green box on the yellow hand cart, the 4-wheeled hand cart, and then I throw the bag on top of that. So instead of taking 2 trips, we take 1. You see in the back, the guy was doing the stakes with a stake puller this whole time too. Same thing with this tarp. It's just Hamburg hot dog, and then roll it tight so that it's easy to use next time. And then I'm going to take the stake puller with me as I go because I got the tarp on my shoulder and I got a free hand, so try to take as much as I can on each trip. And then this is us at the end just rolling ratchets, getting everything together. These were the ratchets that were attached to the water barrels and the stakes. We roll ratchets at the end. It's kind of like a nice thing to stand around and talk and put the ratchets away. It's especially nice on hot days. You throw all the ratchets in the shade and then just go roll them at the end and throw them in the bag. and just chill out for a little bit before you go off to your next job. This is the 20 by 20 pole tent. Again, this is folded the fat way, which we call Hamburg. I've heard this say a lot. Hamburg, hot dog. So on this one with the middle, you have to pull it tight and then go. Now, because the geometry of tents, the center peak, you cannot just fold this corner to corner. You need to have it tight and just fold it flat end to flat end. If you try to fold corner to corner, it's going to be a mess. You just fold flat part to flat part. Because when you think about the geometry of a tent, the center pole is higher. When it lays down on the ground, it doesn't lay exactly square because there's much more material in the center. So don't fold it corner to corner. Just fold it as tight as you can, flat end to flat end. And then you'll have tighter rolls. So that's what he does. He's just rolling that up. And then this is our stake puller. I just want to show it in action. We pull the stakes out just to the point where someone can lift them, and then we go around and just grab them. There's no point in pulling them all the way out and throwing them on the ground, because then you're just making more work for the next person. So you just pull it out till the point you can lift it, and then you move on. And then again, this is the end. We have picked everything else up and just threw the ratchets all in one location, and we just take the ratchet and roll it up around itself. This helps on the next job, keep everything nice and neat, and it just makes everything go a little bit faster. Sure, it takes a little bit of time rolling it up, but it just makes the future go faster. Then we just put it in the bag. So I hope that makes sense. A lot of my employees have trouble with not folding corner to corner, folding flat end to flat end. Like, they just cannot get that that it's not like a sheet of paper or a tarp where you can just fold corner to corner. They don't get the geometry that the center of the tent, on any tent that has a center peak on it, that when it's on the ground, it won't lay flat. It's going to bow out. So don't fold corner to corner. It just will make your rolls messy. Fold the flat edge to the flat edge and just stay as tight as possible each time. And then your rolls will be nice and tight and they'll fit back in the bags. Any questions, put them in the comments. Don't forget the Patreon. My cats need to eat. That's the only way I feed them, is with Patreon money. Look at him. He needs to eat. Look at. No, I'm just kidding. There's Patreon for like direct access to me, because obviously it is busy season, so I am not answering as many YouTube comments. But if you don't want to do Patreon or can't, that's cool. I'm still making videos. Leave a comment, leave a like. Tell me what you want to see next. Anyways, thanks for watching.